Hi everybody, today we have a Sultai control deck. That's blue, green, and black. We were originally trying to build this around Doppelgang, the new card from Murders at Karlov Manor that lets us copy X permanents and costs a whole bunch of mana. Now the original idea was that we can take things like Invasion of Zendikar and Bramble Familiar, cards that are already pretty good at ramping, and get us up to a high enough mana count where we can Doppelgang for several things. What this ended up morphing into, though, was kind of a nice value-generated, just general Sultai control deck that had some fun reanimation elements to it, and then in its back pocket had some things like Doppelgang and Outrageous Robbery for some nice late-game card advantage when we're just looking for something to do with our mana. So now let's see a few games with this deck over on the ranked standard ladder. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Yes, please. We'll take a 3-lander with a couple of Glissa to start off. Happy to see Glissa on my side of the table for a change. We'll see if we can get as much value out of her as my opponents do. And we'll see if I can handle a deck without the color red in it. Opponent starts off with Jetmir's Garden into Secluded Courtyard on Human into Thalia. Now, normally Thalia is a huge problem, but we're just going to slap down our own first strike creature here. Concealing Curtains. I wanted to give this a try. Lagrella the Magpie. So clearly some kind of legendary creature deck on our opponent's side of the table, but there's a few different flavors of that. So let's see, try to get some more information. Let's play out our Concealing Curtains and activate it immediately. Threw this guy in there to have a nice kind of 1-drop, give us a little discard. Oh, clearly legends here. Okay. Let's see, Jarina could save their board from this deadly cover-up I've got in hand. Yeah, I think it's her. Revealing Eye, also a great blocker against mono-red decks, but actually holding up against these two creatures here. Opponent attacking for some reason. Do they think I can't block? Opponent touching Thalia. Come back! Yeah, that might have been a mistake. Oh no, they've got Massacre Girl on board, so they're just trying to lower it on down, since that makes all of the creatures deal damage in the form of -1/-1 counters. Well, I think it was a worthwhile trade anyway. Wrenn and Seven feels pretty nice here. So we can hopefully make our opponent commit to the board a little bit more. Plussing Wrenn there, we can chump Lagrella. Massacre Girl is pretty much guaranteed to get through with the Menace. And they've forgot about that Adeline, so they can make a spare token. Alright, well I think even with the chump plan, we can still protect Wrenn for another turn, and our opponent think they've overextended nicely here. Is Wrenn going to be left alive? Oh, they don't send the token at Wrenn. Okay, that's even better. So let's chump Lagrella with the Eye. Nice thing about the Eye versus the Bat is they don't get the card back. I know they get the draw. Alright, so we do have Deadly Cover-Up. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. Get our Glissa back from Lagrella. Opponent might be regretting that play. And let's put out 3 lands onto the battlefield. Your go. I know opponent's got some other things in hand, but we do have another Deadly Cover-Up. Opponent Lagrella's again. Oh, and targets their own creature. Okay. That makes sense. They know we've got board wipes, so might as well keep a little insurance on hand. Picking up some lands with Wrenn. I think we want to play out Cottage. We don't have any creature lands ready to go yet, so let's play Sheoldred here. And let's play Glissa number 2. Passing it on over to the opponent. Those lands probably holding a lot of priority for our opponent with Plaza of Heroes. A card that I forget about a lot of the time. Just like those old War of the Spark Planeswalkers, when every Planeswalker had some kind of static ability that prevented you from doing something. Alright, opponent passes it back. We draw and gain a little life with Sheoldred. Bramble Familiar looking nice here. Let's play out a land. Yeah, we've got the better creatures. I kind of want to attack here and see what our opponent does. So let's just send Glissa over. Exiles Plaza. Makes Denick indestructible. Alright. Certainly. Huh. Okay, well, in that case, let's just go straight for Fetch Quest. Mill 7. Alright, thankfully there's something in there for us. Yeah. Guess it's Cruelty. Let's see, opponent's got no cards in hand. Let's skip ahead then to the search our library part. Yeah, I think it's Outrageous Robbery, so not a lot of permanents on the board that we want to make copies of, since they're mostly legendary, to be honest. So I think it's Robbery over Doppelgang. A little bit of drawing with Wrenn here. Trying to get her up so we can eventually make a Tree Folk token, and now we can cast the Familiar from exile. Wrenn also milling a few cards for Cruelty, giving us a couple of other options, hopefully for reanimation. Opponent plays Airtie in response to the Sheoldred trigger. Takes her out. We draw. And opponent goes attacking. Sure. Alright. Well, Wrenn is down. We draw back up Wrenn off the top. Not bad. Okay. Oh, and I guess we can't reanimate because Denick is on the board. What a pain. Alright. Well, we can send Glissa in, because she can profitably attack a lot of the time. Yep, she's got first strike, so this is just throwing a creature away. We could have attacked with the cottage as well, but Denick might have foiled that ability. I need to read that closer, but we do have a chance to outrageously rob them, and I kind of want to pour all of our mana into that. So this attack drops us to 12. Opponent gains a tiny little bit of life. Alright, let's see what we got here. 2, 4, 6. Let's hit him. So we got 10 mana available. Love that this is an instant, so we can do this at the end of turn. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this cornucopia. Shauna's here? Hey, all right. Shauna. All right, let's get another game going here. We've got Tear Asunder and Invasion. Sounds great to me. We'll start off with the tap land. Opponent with the Battlefield Forge, but no turn 1 play. Always suspicious. What version of that deck are you running? Mountain Go. Okay. Well, let's just play our third land. Our plan right now is to go for the Invasion and then the Titan. Opponent with a Lightning Helix straight to the Dome. Drops us to 17 with that play. And yet nothing on turn 3. Well, they might have more instants in hand, but we're just going to press onward. Ever onward with the Invasion of Zendikar. Yeah, opponent's got Play with Fire again for our face. So we'll grab 2 lands. Let's go Forest and Swamp. That will enable us, enable us to cast the Titan of Industry. Always need plenty of green for that guy. Yeah, let's just put it out there. I mean, if they're burn focused, what's red gonna do against this Titan? And we'll erase the last 2 cards you played with this life gain. Yeah, I was gonna say white can handle it, but red, All right, well, we still get the triggers and we still have the Rhino. It's the old trade-off of life gain versus burn decks. There's probably some calculus as to how many cards you negate your opponent playing by gaining X amount of life, but we're here to attack with a Restless Cottage. Let's go exploring on the Rhino first. Opponent having a good think. I mean, when you get close to exiting the platinum rank, you gotta take your time. Let's go. Let's put Deadly Cover Up, not Devious Cover Up. Can't stand Devious Cover Up. Let's go Deadly Cover Up. And let's send the Rhino at our opponent. Restless Cottage over at this invasion. We'll exile a spell. Not sure it matters too much unless our opponent's going to drop a bombardment on us. So we'll take the Lightning Helix out of there. Flip over this invasion. And we're basically forcing the board wipe from our opponent, but then we'll still be able to keep attacking with the cottage. And then eventually we can gas back up with Outrageous Robbery. Chandra Hope's Beacon. Alright, well I wasn't too far off. Chandra, a good bombardment substitute if you're going to be casting a lot of spells. Takes a gander at our board, decides to throw 5 damage at each of our creatures. And passing it on back. Well, let's untap Glissa the Draw here. Let's take a look at our mana situation. Yeah, let's pass it on over here. This might be a good robbery turn. Second Chandra. What does our opponent have in store for us now? Okay, they're looking for spells. Clearly burn focused. There's a lightning strike and a play with fire. Well, I can't have Chandra sticking around. Let's go ahead and Edict Chandra. But probably, yep, they're going to get that play with fire out of there first. 4 damage, 2 scries. Opponent keeps 1 on the top. Opponent still likes that card. Chandra down. Alright, well, it's a little smaller, but we can still rob our opponent for 5. And an instant essentially draw 5 is not too bad. Ouch. 2 mountains. Oh, there's a big score in there, though. Let's play mountain. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got this cottage on board. Let's do that first. We will just straight out attack with the cottage, and opponent's seen enough already. Good game. Yeah, let's get it started here. We got a Bramble Familiar. Early plays, kind of like that. So Robbery actually turning out to be kind of nice. Essentially an instant card draw spell. Nobody really wants to be facing down like 5+ copies of stuff from their own deck. Looks like we got a Dimir opponent on the other side here. A bit of the Gandalf. We're going to play Bramble Familiar. Immediately gets cut down. Land and pass. Well, let's throw Gix out there and see what happens. Would love 1 untapped land so we can try for curtains. Yeah, it gets made to be disappeared. I don't know. Need some more coffee, Steve. All right, no land. Well, let's go for the curtains. We're not going to rob for 0. Can be cut down. Nope, go for the throat instead. All right. So we're seeing a lot of Dimir control cards. But the opponent is running out of stuff over there. Spoke too soon. Of course, they've got the Sheoldred for turn 4 when we're kind of really draw dependent here. Let's draw. Okay, good. Untapped land. Sheoldred resolves. We're going to play land number 4, go right to Invasion, and try to skip ahead to our top end stuff. We'll grab Forest and Swamp. Alright, well, good news is we've ramped ahead. Bad news is opponent, yeah, they're not doing anything. So they could have some counters available in hand. We've drawn land number 7. We could go for Wrenn. make a token. We could just throw this Titan out there. Kind of expecting a counter. Oh, they didn't. Oh, maybe the creature was a good call. Alright, what do we want to do with it then? Really wasn't expecting this to hit the board. Let's gain some life and make a Rhino. So that's going to give us another 2-turn cushion against Sheoldred. And the idea was... bounce our token with Otawara at the end of turn. The idea was if they counter the Titan, then we can at least take a stab at reanimation with Cruelty the following turn. But no, we're seeing some more mid-rangey creatures now. So Graveyard Trespasser coming out. Eats the eye out of the graveyard. That's disgusting. Not throwing Sheoldred away. They're just going to sit back and try to trigger us to death. Alright, choices. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand, 1 mana available. Cruelty on Chapter 1. Let's have a look over there. Alright, we'll take that Sheoldred. Takenuma is the other card in hand. This could get dicey with the 3 life we have to pay next turn and Sheoldred still here. Another Graveyard Trespasser. That's going to limit our reanimation options. They decide to eat Gix out of our graveyard. And they're holding on to Takenuma for now. Probably wise. They're a little bit overextended right now. And we just drew the board wipe. Alright. Down to 11. We're going to drop to 8 with this. What do we search for here? Well, we got Glissa, Gix, Turtle, some Planeswalkers, and a Sheoldred of our own. Tell you what. I think let's go with Tamiyo. I haven't played with Tamiyo in a while. We might be able to get to her notebook and draw some cards. Let's attack the opponent's face. So I think we're going to be able to deadly cover up here. And we can get our own Titan back. Even steal their Sheoldred next turn post board wipe. So they block with Sheoldred. Obviously smelled the board wipe coming. That's deadly cover up. Not going to exile anything. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt me. Opponent with land number 5. I expect we'll smell a Takenuma coming here. Yep, there it is. Opponent's cooking up some things from the swamp and grabs Sheoldred back. Alright, now it's our turn to reanimate. So we can take their Sheoldred or our Titan. I think it's our Titan. It kind of just outclasses that right now. Let's gain some life and make a token. Play out this land. And let's go Wrenn and Seven. Why not? So we know what our opponent's got. Let's kind of press our board advantage and just make some big things to deal with. We do also have Tamiyo to start tapping down Sheoldred if we're not able to remove it. So as expected, Sheoldred comes down. We draw one of our own, which is nice. Let's see. If we play this out for full price, we can't also play Sheoldred. So let's go the discounted Tamiyo. Great value Tamiyo. We'll plus tap down Sheoldred. Go in for a little bit of Wrenn here. And yep, opponent sees the damage coming. Good game. Alright, well this is kind of nice. Cards to play and lands to play it with. Opponent on the Izzet land to start off with. Nice, what is that? Admiral Brass avatar over there. Clearly fan of the pirates. Start off with the Familiar. Try to do a little bit of mana ramp here. So pirates can go kind of wide, kind of fast. It's actually one of the creature decks I kind of enjoy playing, thanks to, oh, what's his name? Breaches. Breaches is amazing. Breaches makes the whole deck work. But they're starting off with just some flyers. We've got more of a siren theme than a pirate theme, to be honest. All right, let's lay down the curtains. Let's get down Glissa. So if they're going to be flying over top of us, we can at least have some stuff on the ground to hit back. Forge from our opponent. Gross. Okay. All right. Opponent attacks with the flyers. That Forge is going to get out of hand in a few turns. I think we're going to need to find some removal for that, if possible. Opponent explores, decides they don't want Malcolm. Just pumping up the flyers at this point. Okay. So. Let's activate the curtains. Kind of want to see what they've got. Oh, that's not at all what I was expecting. Some proliferate effects, a make disappear, and the snake god. Kind of want to take the snake god. Don't really want them repeatedly proliferating, and I think we can get around to make disappear. Let's see. Let's draw a card here. There's not a whole lot of counters to remove yet, and we can keep 2 mana available with the familiar for a surprise go for the throat. Opponent goes with Augury. So maybe if we can trick him into countering this go for the throat on something, then we might be able to deadly cover up if these flyers get out of hand. I don't know. Go into combat, making a forged token. So attacks with the Trampler, and the Vigilant Siren decides to leave Spyglass back. Not going to block this. Alright, and passes to the end of the turn. Yeah, let's oh, double go for the throat. Okay. Alright. Well, we can hit for more damage per turn. Let's attack with those 2. If they want to block, I'm okay with that. If they don't, we can maybe use Glissa. Double blocks on the Revealing Eye. Okay. Let's go like this. We'll do first strike damage. Let's see if they have any effects here. Serum snares Glissa. Sure, that's okay, because we've got go for the throat here, and we're going to point that at... Oh, come on. Yeah, it helps to remember the creature types on the card. So we can't target Siren with go for the throat, because it's an artifact creature. Well, that's depressing. Let's replay Glissa. Can't use go for the throat on these forge tokens either. Well, I suppose Glissa has first strike, so maybe she can block. Maybe she can be on forge token duty for a minute. Opponent with a Seed Shark. Well, that's not an artifact. Let's try to do that now. So this could draw out the make disappear. It does. Opponent attacks with just the Siren. And we draw Titan. You are right on time. Alright. Order of operations. Just trying to think how we do this here. Let's go to combat. Going to attack with Glissa. I don't think they're going to block. There's not a great way you can block this creature. Oh, they do. Alright. I guess trying to protect the counters they've got on things. Well, let's play out Titan. So Titan does a couple of things for us. We can destroy the forge, gain a little bit of life. And then a sneaky ability on the Titan is that reach ability that sometimes your opponent's going to forget about. Oh, snap. It's breaches. Breaches. Oh, no. So, is the Siren a pirate? It is. So that means Breaches is able to make the Titan not block, which is like an amazing ability when you've got multiple pirates in a deck, being able to do all those. Opponent with the early good game. I mean, good game, I guess. I don't think we're done yet. What do we got? We got 2 mana for Go for the Throat. Let's hit Breaches, because that makes the whole thing come together. We got 5 mana left. Let's see. We can wipe this board, but I don't think we really need to. Let's go attacking with Glissa. If they want to block, that's just gas for me. Alright, they do not block. So Glissa, I doubt people use this ability very much, but you're in perfect situation here. Let's take counters off of the Incubator token. Let's get rid of that so they can't kind of go wide around me, because then our next play is Wrenn and Seven, and we're able to make a reach creature here. So now 2 blockers, and we got there, yeah. Good game. Alright, this looks pretty good. Go for the Throat into Gix into Invasion. Can't ask for much more than that. Duel of the Restless Lands here. Opponent on black and white with a Murex. Murex usually signifies one of 2 things. Either they're going black and white poison, or it's just a black and white control deck with Murex for some late game token production. Oh no. That's Urza's Silex, or Silex. Okay, let's go Gix then. So the Silex destroys lands too, which is kind of counter to our game plan of getting up to 7 and above. Opponent removes Gix with Go for the Throat. Alright, well, we can at least get to 6 ahead of schedule. Let's go Invasion. And let's grab Island and Forest. Back to the opponent. Land number 5, right into Sorin. So this feels a bit more control-y here. Reveals the top. It's just a land. So this Silex putting a damper in my plans, but I can't have them drawing cards off of Sorin forever either. Let's get down a land. Let's start off with a Cruelty on Chapter 1. See what they've got. Sorin the Mirthless, and they've got a couple of board wipes in hand. Let's make them sacrifice Sorin. So Sunfall, more annoying for us than White Sun's Twilight, although we gotta be careful of them coming out of nowhere with an army of mites. Opponent goes for the Silex. Okay. Let's keep some lands. We'll keep the 3 duels for sure. Let's keep the Demolition Field and keep that other forest. Because they do have a Restless Land over there that I would love a free answer for. Mortuary reveals Llanowar Wastes. Don't quite need that. 1 mana short of Bramble Familiar. Yeah, I think we can afford to do this. If we fire up the cottage, we're still at 20. If they want to start attacking with their fortress, that's a fine use of their mana for me. We'll eat Sorin out of there. Remove him from the game. Opponent plays out Takenuma. So obviously not that concerned with getting anything back. Wow, straight into just a straight up White Sun's Twilight for 5. Alright, let's deadly cover up on that. Do we want to collect evidence? Kind of, yeah. Let's go Invasion and Edict. Let's pull out the Twilight. 1, 2, what else they got? Breach, Kaya, Farewell, Planeswalkers, Removal, some Marches. Okay. Alright, and let's keep Bramble Familiar in hand. That could go on a fetch quest, but we're also going to have to kind of slog through these 2 Sunfalls. Opponent just throws the Farewell out there. Alright, well, let's have something to eat before that fires away. Exiles all graveyards. That's okay, I guess. Alright, what are we doing here? We've got a Restless Cottage on board. I mean, that's almost a 5-turn clock if we can play our cards right. Let's go eat that Farewell out of their graveyard. Hit them for 4. Play out Backup Cottage. And now if they want to go firing up their own Restless Fortress, we gotta go for the throat for that. I mean, I think, as long as it's not an artifact. Opponent finds one of the Vraska. Wisely decides to draw. Plays a land, so sitting on 2 Sunfalls. Alright. Forest Hour Draw, let's play that out. Kinda want to get rid of this Vraska if at all possible. So we could attack it with 1 cottage, but I kinda want to go fetch quest instead. If we take Cruelty, we can't make them discard. However, we can start tutoring and reanimating. That's probably better than Glissa. Yeah, let's go straight to the tutor effect here. And we can get... Robbery actually might be the way. So we've got cottages on board. We can manage Vraska's, what is it? Loyalty count. Opponent plays Silex. Okay, that's fine. You want to get rid of your own Vraska and a couple of your lands? Be my guest. Alright, passes back to us. Let's reanimate our Glissa. Cruelty goes away. We're going to play land. So yeah, losing a bunch of these lands would hurt. Alright, let's fire up the Restless Cottage. If they try to block with their Restless Land, we can Demolition Field it before they can block. So we're just trying to manage Vraska's loyalty count. I'm not going to exile anything from my own grave. Oh, they've got an Eiganjo for it. That's not great. I suppose we had the mana to attack with both cottages there, but wanted to keep the demo field up. Tricky business. Alright, and that's got to get up to 9 in order to activate its final ability. Opponent goes for the Sunfall. Alright, so they're going to get a tiny incubator token. Tear Asunder. That might be the way, actually. Let's go Kicker on Tear Asunder. Auto-pay that. Okay, so Vraska is dealt with. That leaves us with a few mana left. Let's fire up the cottage. And while they can't block, let's go attacking again. Exile this Sunfall. Knock them down to 11. So the Silex can't hurt our Restless Lands, which is kind of the way we're actually doing some damage this game. Opponent with Kaya Intangible Slayer, though. Gaining some of that life back and doing some damage. Alright, we're going to need something to deal with that. Let's see, we could... Oh, get out of the way, Celestis. I'm trying to read here. Exile target creature or enchantment is the removal ability on Kaya. Okay. So it's either attacking Kaya down with Restless Lands, finding a Sheoldred's Edict, but we have so much mana, I kind of want to spend this turn doing an Outrageous Robbery. Because our opponent actually might have some cards in their deck that can get rid of this.
It's what you deserve.
Opponent passing. Yeah, opponent probably not willing to activate the Silex yet. Let's see, we can rob for 8, I believe? Yes. What do you got, opponent? Nothing. Oh, what do we get? We get like 3 or 4 lands here. Well, there's a Get Lost, but we can't target Kaya. We draw a Titan. And a Liliana to go with this March. Alright, let's play out Caves. Let's play out Liliana. Let's make everybody discard. Let's get rid of Go for the Throat. Opponent had Go for the Throat in hand as well. So, we've got Get Lost, can't hit the Silex, can't hit Kaya. We've got food to eat. We've got a cottage that we can activate that will run straight into a Restless Fortress. But I think we've got enough mana left over to activate Demo Field. So maybe we can kind of force that play. Alright, there's the activation. Yeah, we're still gonna attack here. We're gonna eat Sunfall. Alright. Blocks with the token. That's fine. Not sure why they fired up the fortress then, but let's put Get Lost to use then. So we've got 1 Demolition Field in reserve for one of these other problematic lands from our opponent. Great. Celestis doing a bit of work here, drawing some things for our opponent. Opponent drawing 2 cards with Kaya. Yeah, that's going to be an issue as well. We'll scry. Yeah, I guess we'll put that other demo field down. Another Restless Land. Changes day into night, goes drawing some more. Well, just from looking through their deck from that cover-up, they seem to be more Planeswalker focused. Opponent hits our stolen Liliana with a Get Lost. We get some map tokens. Opponent looking at their lands, thinking about it. Nothing. Okay. We draw land. We've got Titan, Tamiyo, Bramble Familiar, Sunfall, and a couple of marches with no targets. Alright, let's play Restless Cottage ability. Opponent, what? Opponent activating the Murex. Those guys can't block. So let's try to pump this guy up here. Gix on the top. Do we want... We might want Gix here, actually. So our opponent doesn't know it, but we don't have a whole lot going on in these stolen cards. Let's go exploring again. This way we can hit Kaya even harder. Play out one of their swamps. Go attacking. They can't block with the Might token. And let's take Liliana out of the grave.
What did I ever do to you?
Lots of food to eat. We can keep up March for one of their lands if they want to go attacking. The Iron Crag. That's an interesting inclusion. Do they even have any legendary creatures? I mean, I know I've played that in decks without creatures, but that's me. Okay, opponent discards a land. Oh, they found the Eternal Wanderer. That's too bad. Creates a creature token. Hits us for 3, gains 3, and attacks us with a Might. Sure, I'm okay with that for now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're 1 mana shy, being able to march the Eternal Wanderer. Alright, maybe let's just march... So if we march the Samurai, we might be able to attack with the big Restless Cottage we still have. I don't know. Let's eat some food. Can't make good decisions while hungry. All right. Sure. Another option. Let's go Tamiyo. We can plus you, tap down the Samurai. We can fire up the Cottage. Go to combat. We can... Who do we attack? Kaya draws cards, but the Wanderer provides a great board advantage. Yeah, let's try to get rid of Kaya. We'll take the Celestis, make some more food. Kaya is down. Alright, and we'll play out a Caves from our opponent's stolen stuff. So the great thing is the opponent doesn't know what we have. We could be sitting on 3 lands from them, or 3 of their best cards just waiting to deal with their board. So it's a great psychological advantage that we have here. Alright, opponent decides to start using the demo fields. Gonna hit my Restless Cottage. Gonna take that action. Grab a swamp out of there. Alright, the Samurai's been tapped down. Let's see what the Wanderer does. Yeah, I wonder if they're afraid to activate their fortresses because of the anticipated removal from us. Opponent explores on the Might. Sees Farewell on the top. How long do you want this game to go, opponent? Explores again. Keeps Farewell on the top. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I was hoping we could lean more on the Planeswalker side of our deck to deal with this, but opponent now focusing on the creature army. Let's use our Demolition Field. Take out that Restless Fortress. So opponent probably doesn't want to take the search action here. Oh. Now, did they fail to find? because Farewell disappeared off the top of that deck. Opponent attacks Tamiyo down to 3. Okay. So I think this might be a decent opportunity to Sunfall. Let's exile all those tokens. Let's play out this Titan of Industry. So let's destroy an artifact and create a Rhino. Yeah, it's not great, but I'll take that option. So now Sylex is down. That's kind of the opponent's lifeline. And this will allow us to play some of our creatures to the board. Let's tap down Celestis just to plus Tamiyo up a little bit. So opponent up to 28. But their deck is dwindling. They find their second Kaya. I think that's the last one.
Nobody deserves these blades more than Phyrexia.
Is able to exile our Titan of Industry. Okay, so they can make a Rhino, I suppose. Yeah, Titan much better when it comes with a 7/7 body, but that's not too bad either. And I believe, yeah, they're probably going to be able to get rid of our Rhino token with the Wanderer. Yeah. Okay, opponent activates the Mirex on their main phase. Okay, there's a Doppelgang. For each of X permanents, create X copies of that permanent. Alright, tell you what, let's go with Gix. Let's activate Gix. Let's discard... Yeah, let's just discard all 3 of these things. So... don't really want to copy any of these tokens. There's Farewell and Sylex off the top. I mean, we'll cast Sylex, I guess, because we can. Opponent's got creatures and artifacts. Do we Farewell is the question. Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, let's use it on creatures. We'll play your land, I guess. Activate this incubated token we've been saving. And close out this Kaya. Should be the last one.
This wasn't part of the deal.
Alright, what do we got down here? Glissa is about it. Alright. So, tell you what, let's use Tamiyo. Let's grab Glissa. And then pass it back to the opponent. So a couple of marches in hand, we can deal with Wanderer tokens. Oh, I forgot about they had Breach. Wait, you've only got 11 cards in your deck. Are you sure you want to be breaching? Opponent gets our Wrenn, keeps their Kaya. Would you like to draw some cards with Kaya? No, it goes for the damage instead. Now would be a great opportunity for a Tree Folk token. Cool. Does that. Opponent has 1 card left in the library. Exiles our token. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's my mistake. Opponent goes with Mirex. Sure. I mean, it might be too late to start going on offense now. Opponent has breached themselves close to death. 1 card remaining, so we got to survive 1 more turn. Opponent's got a 10/10 on board. No good options in the lands department. We've got a big march that we can throw at something. So let's do a march for 10. And might can't block. Let's go attacking. Yeah, and opponent scoops it up. Good game.